What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Be Sacred Space. Here we're all about self-mastery, freedom, and co-creating our desired reality. I'm the creator of this beautiful, amazing, and lit space. My name is Bianca, but you can call me B, and I'm here to inform, support, and empower you on your unique journey. So please stick around. I promise you won't be disappointed. Awesome, guys. So I am trying something new out with recording these videos. So thanks to Will Keller, who kind of put me on game about StreamYard. I'm kind of liking it so far. So we'll see. This is kind of like a test run to see if it's a good fit, and I'm kind of digging it. We'll see how the quality turns out. So I am hoping that everything comes out clear, because I do notice that in my other videos, I feel like the volume is just way too low, like me speaking. And I don't know if it's the mic that I have or what, but we're gonna keep on trying until we figure this out. And I thank you guys all for your patience. Yeah, so I'm super excited. Hope you guys are doing well. It is a busy week for me personally, as we started homeschooling this week. We are also having like our first co-op, like homeschooling co-op. And then um, I have a discussion that I will be doing with Will Keller this weekend about conscious parenting and, the attack on the family unit and whatnot. So I'm super excited to bring that to you guys. And I do apologize. I do realize that there's a lot of light right here. Like, look, my hand just kind of disappeared. But anyways, I do apologize. It's a little bit off topic. But yeah, so I will be coming to you guys with an interview / discussion with him, and it's my first time ever doing an interview with somebody and like a discussion on a topic like this. So I'm super excited to see how this goes and what comes out of this. So today the topic is, as you can see in the title, is 9 life-changing tips for parents to life-changing tips for parents. Sorry. 9 life-changing tips to becoming better parents. So, I know that we're all wonderful and amazing parents, and that we do all that we can to show up and take care of our children. But it is my belief that we can all do a little bit better. And it is our responsibilities to raise healthy, thriving, and moral children who are happy and capable of handling life. And so I present to you like 9 life-changing tips to become a better parent, so that you can start applying this into your parenting. And yeah, just become better parents to show up better for our children, because our children deserve that. And what our children experience growing up in their environment later reflects what they believe about themselves, the way they believe about others, the way they believe about their experience and their environment. And so creating a home atmosphere that is safe and loving and supportive for them will help making them well prepared, a little bit prepared for handling life once they are older and on their own. And so the first tip I would like to give is to speak life into our children, to praise them, to acknowledge when we see that they're doing something awesome, when we see them completing a hard task, when we see them trying at a difficult task. Speaking life into them, telling them that we're proud of them and that the world is a better place with them in there, and that their feelings matter, and that whatever they want to be, even if it's like a astronaut ballerina, that whatever they want to pursue, whatever they want, whatever is going through their wild imagination, to allow that. That does not do them any harm. I mean, we don't want to like baby our children where they're codependent and unable to do things on their own. And we're not trying to raise like egotistical children. But when I look at just a lot of people in the world, a lot of people are battling with like self-esteem and self-confidence issues. A lot of people dim their lights, stop pursuing the things that they have a calling or a passion for because they weren't supported in their home. Um, they weren't giving words of encouragement, telling them that they can accomplish hard tasks, telling them that they're capable of achieving their wildest dreams. And this is because we as parents, we are not praising our children. We are not speaking life into our children. A lot of the times we are speaking destruction into our children, and the things that we say or we don't say do carry on to our children later in life. So an example of, you know, something that happened to me as a childhood. And so I'm going to share a personal story to you guys. And this was something that my mom said to me that affected me heavily in my life. And it's taken me some time to, reprogram those beliefs. But this is just how powerful that what the things that we say. So I did something. I wasn't the greatest kid. I had a single mom. It was three of us. I had a older brother and a younger brother and myself. And so my mom was a single mom to all three of us. And so that was very stressful for her. And then my big brother is a few years older than me. So he was getting into like teenage stuff, which I know gave my mom lots of stress. And then I went through, my teenage stuff. And, we all have ways of, living. Hmm, we all have ways that we show up when we are in our teenage years, when we are in that time of kind of like rebellion. And so I know I gave my mom way more stress and hell than an average person, a parent, she'll deal with. But I remember my mom being so angry at me. I cannot recall the reason, but she was so angry. And I remember sitting there and she told me, like, the only regret I have in life is having you as a daughter. And that shit hurt. Like, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic, but damn. And so, like, that really messed with my confidence, and it really made me downplay my value a lot because I just thought I was more of a problem than anything. I just felt like I couldn't do anything right. And so, like, really messed up a lot of things in my life and really killed my self-esteem. And it took me time to get over that. And it's still a process that I am doing. So we don't want to do that to our children. We don't want to put these limiting thoughts of who they are and their relations to others and the world. We want to build them up. We want to start building their confidence early on So again, speak life into your children. Let them know that you are proud to be in their lives. Let them know that they have value and they are amazing and perfect as they are. I mean, I can get into so much, but every night, I mean, I try to remind my kids throughout the day, but every night when I put my kids to bed, I just stream off anything I can think of. Like, I'm so proud to be your mom. You are absolutely amazing. You're going to do amazing things in the world. I am here to support you. You can always talk to me. Your feelings matter. Um, you are so creative. You are so loved. Like, we are so grateful to have you part of our family. Like, I just say whatever I can because I want my kids to know that they do have value and that they are loved and that they are appreciative. And so, yes, speak life into your children, give them praise, recognize things that, you know, you didn't acknowledge before. And so the second tip is make quality time for them and be present. You have no idea how much this really means to children. Like, kids love toys, they love getting stuff. They like, being able to hang out with their friends, but kids really do just love being with you. So at the earliest that you can, making time and being present with them and having quality time with them, make that a priority so that sticks with them. So even when they get older, they still value the time that they get to spend with you. And I mean, you learn so much from your children when you are around them. And so for me, it doesn't happen every day, but we do try to make like playtime a regular thing where we, for some amount of time, we just hang out. I'll either ask my daughter because my son is still he's still like a baby, so he can't really be making like decisions like that. But like, what do you want to play? What do you want to do? And she'll ask me like what I do, and then like we exchange. Like, we try to each time we play, we try to do something that somebody else wants to do. So sometimes we play board games, sometimes we play hide and seek. Um, we like to fight in my house, so we've been doing like pillow fights. So that's like something we do. We'll do other little games. We'll just hang out, have fun. We'll listen to music together. Um, we make time to like talk with each other. And so yeah, just make time for your children. It seriously means all of the difference to them. Which I'm going to go into this a little bit later, but the one thing that I asked my daughter is like, what do you like about, our relationship? And she always says hanging out with you. And so then to me, that tells me, all right, this is something that she values. And so that I need to keep implementing being present with her because she loves it. And that makes her happy and it makes me happy. Oh, which funny, didn't even pay attention. Okay, so the third thing is to ask them questions. So I ask my daughter on a normal basis, a frequent basis, you know, what do you like about me being your mom? What are some of the things you like for us to, I mean, what are some of the things you like us that we do together? What don't you like about me being your mom? What are some things that you would change about our relationship? Is there anything else you would improve? And so for me, this helps me get an understanding of, where our relationship dynamic is at. If there are any areas where I need to improve, and it allows me personally, to take self-criticism. Like, parenting is a sensitive topic for me, um, for just some reasons, but when I listen to my daughter, it makes me face the mirror and see, hey, like, this is what you're doing. This is what she does not like. And so you need to improve this aspect so that you guys have more of a harmonious relationship. And so I do really advise you to take the time and to speak to your children, which leads me to the fourth tip, which is to listen to them, listen to what they're saying, listen to what they're not saying. By listening to them, um, you have to give them space to be able to express themselves, which kind of ties into the next thing. So I'm going to say it because they kind of all intertwine together, but is to let them express authentically without trying to change them. When we make the safe space for our children where we can ask them questions, they can talk to us, they can express themselves freely, and they know that we're listening and that we're hearing what they're saying and we're not just judging. This allows a space for, you know, feeling safe, feeling held, feeling nurtured, a space for honesty, a space of non-judgment. And I know sometimes that's hard because the things that our kids may present to us are not always easy. So I'm going to call myself out. I'm not the most patient when it comes to parenting. It is something that I am working on, and I realize that sometimes I can get very short tempered with my children. And so we open a space where we talk about this, and my daughter brings it up. And so then don't I don't take it personally. And then I realize, like, all right, like, this is something I really do need to practice on. And so then I also talk to my daughter and explain, like, this is why I tend to be so short. This is why I tend to be so quick tempered. And so then we both go, oh, okay, like, I understand where you're coming from. Let me try to do better. And so it doesn't fix everything right away. I mean, it can, but it allows for open communication between you and your child, which leads to respect and trust. And if your child or you ever go through something where you need to express to them, you guys have already established a relationship, a routine where you guys can open and have space with each other to express these things. All right. So number 6 is accept your children. Love them unconditionally. And that's really what they want from us as parents, is to love them and accept them unconditionally. So say your child just has a different lifestyle. Maybe you grew up conservative, and so you ever have a child and your child realizes that they are not interested in the opposite sex and that they are actually, in fact, interested in the same sex. And I know for some people that can be very hard and challenging, but the worst thing that you can do is abandon and reject your child, try to change your child. It doesn't mean that you have to fully accept it and like go along with it, but if you can show up for your child and you can accept them unconditionally, because before whatever happened, they were your child, and whatever did happen, they are still your child. And our children need us to be there to support them and to love them. And so, yeah, just do your best to have an understanding where your child is coming from and what they may go through, and that'll help you accept, your children a little bit more. All right. So the seventh life-changing tip to become a better parent is to accept that you have a part in your child's behavior. So that what you see reflecting in your child is a part of who you are. So yes, children do have their own individual personalities, but in the end, anyone who has kids know that you'll often get very frustrated with your kids because your kids act just like you. Like my daughter is very like she's 8, but ever since like 1 years old, she's always had a very like strong, demanding energy about her. She demands the room. She demands attention. Like she's got to be right. She's got to be first. She's got to be the best. And that used to like frustrate me so much. And it's like, why are you like this? And then I was like, okay, maybe that's me. Because at first I wasn't trying to admit it. But then like people close to me be like, that's your child. That's your daughter. Like that she's a reflection of you. So we need to accept that we have a huge influence on our children's behavior. So the things that we see our children doing, we need to see where that comes from us, and then accept that. And then if it is something that is unfavorable or desired, we must change that about ourselves first before we can do anything with our children, because our children pick up on more than what we say. Often the times that what we say to our children and what we do are not always the same thing. And that's why parents all the time say, do as I say and not as I am. So if we see something in our children that reflects a part of us, we must change that within ourselves first, and then it'll kind of like change within them, because again they do pick up on everything that is in their environment. Or we can make suggestions like, hey, like I see that you're whatever, and what if we do this instead? What if we try to incorporate this? Like, I see that you are very short tempered. So I've been practicing some breathing exercise. Can I teach you some breathing exercise to help you um, handle your shortness? And so that's just an example. The eighth life changing tip to become a better parent is, if you make a mistake, if you yell at your children, if you say some hurtful things to your children, if you, for some reason, neglect your children because you're busy or whatever, do what you can to apologize, to make amends, to talk about it. Um, Never just sweep things under the rug, because that has such a negative fact, I mean, an impact on them. And that teaches them that they don't have to take responsibility for their actions, and that they can blame it on somebody else, or that they have to be the scapegoat for anybody that comes into their experience. So I give two examples. I'm going to give an example from my childhood, again with my mother, which I love my mom. This is no dig to her. She is human, just as I am, and I make mistakes. And my mother, did the best that she could. And so when I was younger, my cousins used to come and like spend the night with us frequently. So they came from a house where they had a washer and dryer. So when they would take a bath or a shower, they could just throw their towels like in the dirty clothes. Well, growing up, we did not have a washer and dryer, so we had to go to laundromat. Laundromat cost money. And so they were over during break one time, and they were using towels, and my mom got really super mad that all the towels were gone. And like she flipped out. Okay. And so that happened at a younger age. And I took from that moment that, oh, you don't need to use towels. Like you can just dry off and you'll be all right. Like, because we're just going to avoid this. So years later, I still kept that mindset because my mom was very mad, and I did not like when my mom got upset. Um, so years later, I'm getting ready in the morning, and for some reason, my mom was just in a mood, and she went into the bathroom, and there were towels on the floor. And so then she started yelling at me, telling me I need to go pick up the towels. And I'm like, I don't even use towels. Like, I don't use towels. The towel's not mine. And she did not believe me. She kept yelling at me, like, get the towel, get the towel. And I'm like, it's not my towel. Like, I'm not about to get something that's not mine. I know that's kind of like rude, but I'm not about to get yelled at, and you're not about to make me do something for something I didn't even do. And so she's probably yelling at me for a good like 5 to 10 minutes. So my little brother comes out and goes, "Oh, those are my tiles." My mom did not apologize. Like she did not apologize. And it really hurt because it's like I didn't even do that. You just yelled at me. You made me feel like a horrible person. And then shortly after, it was shown that those weren't my towels, and then you couldn't even come and apologize. And that like put a really sour taste in my mouth for a while. And then like I took that later in life where I would accuse somebody of doing something, and when it came out that, you know, they didn't have a part in that, I wouldn't say anything. Like I would just be petty, be like, oh, whatever. Like they're gonna fuck up anyways. Anyway, so let's just get ahead of the curve. And that was a very toxic trait of myself. But now with my children, if let's say I'm just feeling stressed out and I snap, and let's say I just say something, I always have like I'm always cycling through like the things that I say and do. And I think like, oh wow, like that was really terrible. You shouldn't have had said that. We must make amends. And so I will take the time and I will pull my daughter aside, and we'll talk about it and we'll discuss it. And then she'll tell me how she feels, and I will apologize, and tell her that I will try to do better and whatnot. And I think that really helps our relationship because I think she doesn't take the things that I do as personal. Not that it is something that I am proud of, but again, I'm not a perfect parent. I don't expect anybody to be a perfect parent. We're all like, kind of learning this as we go, and we're all dealing with our own beliefs and programming that we ourselves are trying to heal and deal with. So yes, please, if you can, make amends, apologize, talk through anything that happens. I mean, if you have older children and let's say you have a falling out, always accept your part in whatever has happened. Sorry, that was my dog. I don't know if that's going to come through. He's kind of like coughing. Um, but make the time to try to do the right thing, to be the better person. And so the last final life-changing tip to become a better parent is to learn your child's love language. And so I think there's like 5 love language. It's like gifts, words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, and quality time. And so observe your children and you will learn like what their love language is, and then you can ask them and stuff like, how do you like when I show up for you? And so for me, like my family, like my household, their love language is quality times and physical touch. um which is a little difficult for me because those are not my love language, especially like physical touch. I grew up in a household where I don't really remember like being very physical. Like I only can remember like a handful of like actual hugs. So like my children like wanting to be on top of me all the time, always giving me hugs was an adjustment, but I understand that that is what they like and that's how they feel loved and that's how they give love. So I've learned to accept that from them and to also reciprocate that to them as well. So take the time to understand how your kids love to receive love and how they give love. And so all of this will help us build beautiful, harmonious, mutual relationships with our children, which will ultimately to how they experience and relate with others. It'll build just such a trusting and strong foundation. And it's so important, especially now with, the attack on the family unit, just in full effect, which again, we're going to talk more when I have Will Keller come join me. So, yeah, make the time for your children, love them unconditionally, listen to them, speak words of life into them, accept them for who they are, and accept your part in being their parent. um, this will go a long ways and really will have a beneficial and positive effect on your children and on you as well. But that is it, everyone. I hope you all had a great time. Until next time, take care, everyone.